Windsor, Megan Reyes knew my Uncle Norman. And so you can tell the little flat spot and the bump that's underneath their noses right here, that's a family trait. It's kind of strange to see him all clocked and clean-shaven like this. My Uncle Norman is a Roma of the Hallgrass clan. He had this wild, stringy hair and leathery skin, and he wore an eye patch. They didn't need one. So, I don't know when he would have looked like this long enough to have a bust made of him, but it's definitely him. My Uncle Norman is crazy, and like, not telling stories that go nowhere crazy, or doing silly magic tricks crazy, but like full-on, Sovies pilling, campfire in the library studying, monkey on the shoulder, way beyond senile crazy. Oh, he was great. Yeah, I never met him, but, you know, I heard, and I have this really clear picture of him in my head. I mean, who doesn't have a crazy gypsy Uncle Norman? There's one in every family. So it's easy to imagine. Before the theater was built, he used to come here every Tuesday and put on one-man productions of Romanian folk tales. He wanted the theater to go up around him. And I guess kind of did. Now, you may not believe me, but that's only because you don't know me. As my Uncle Norman would always say, "Mai în capra, a la larga, niciodată, tu prima copie." Which is kind of a bizarre thing to say because it roughly translates, "May a goat trample your firstborn."
For those of you who don't know, I'm an Acadian. And I've never met an Acadian who didn't know my Uncle Norman. Or Larry, comme je l'appelle en français. My uncle lived in a camp, which he called his lodge.
It was a shack!
With walls permanently made of particle board. The roof, which in later years he had painted in pagoda red, had a door leading out onto it, and the only purpose for that door was so that Chiffon, Uncle Larry's dog, could go onto the roof while Uncle Larry went out to town. My uncle was mean, and he was obsessed with all things Chinese. One year for Christmas, he gave my grandmother a 50-pack of once-a-day bottles of ginseng to keep her energy up. In fact, most years, he spent Christmas with the local Chinese family instead of ours. I don't know what he did to be put on display here. He must have traded something or bribed someone to have a bust created of him and put here for all to see.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it, but Uncle Norman is my Uncle Norman. And oh yeah, he was a legend. I remember him to our house when I was just a little girl. We rarely had house guests then, and so this is a big deal. Uncle Norman's coming, Uncle Norman's coming. My parents would say, with just a hint of warning. They'd dress us up in our best clothes and line us up at the front door. Ha! You'd think the Queen was coming for dinner. My mother would have cleaned the house from top to bottom, hoping to impress. Shh, 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 my parents would say. Don't speak unless spoken to. And you know what that means. Shut up. And then he would arrive. He was a giant, at least to me. And even though gambling face, we were terrified. I didn't know until much later how important it was in my father's life.
You hold so wrong, guys. That man, he's from Belgium. It's my uncle from Belgium. Mon oncle Norman était quelqu'un de déterminé. Après avoir fait du sergent de droite pendant la Première Guerre mondiale, il décida qu'il patinerait dorénavant sur une seule jambe.
And he lost his right leg in the First World War.
And he skated forever after on just one
Lui, on s'est moqué de lui. Il tombait tout le temps. Mais très vite, il est devenu assez élégant. Il patinait sur une seule jambe avec une aisance incroyable. Et c'est là que sa carrière a commencé.
And that's where his career began.
Son numéro était tellement épatant qu'il avait rajouté une chute chorégraphiée, pour faire plus vrai, parce que les gens pensaient qu'il était suspendu par des fils.